Nelly Mazloum was born in 1929, an Egyptian of Italian origin. She was an actress, choreographer, dancer, and teacher of ballet, Egyptian folkloric dance, traditional Oriental dance, and the creator of the Oriental dance technique. She was a pioneer and the first to apply Egypt's traditional legacy of folkloric dances into dramatized artistic form. Known for her sense of humor, she was known in Egypt in the 1930s as a child phenomenon. From 1940 to 1960, she was heralded for her many appearances in Egyptian films, her folkloric shows on Egyptian TV, and the Nelly Mazloum Arabic troupe of dancers. This is the Art Express. Welcome. As most of his contemporaries, Rakib Basharoun reconstructs pre-existing materials, reinterprets, and ultimately transposes them as recycled art. The creation of something positive from the intrinsic negativity of waste is no doubt a significant part of his art. His exemplary use of woods, aluminium, and plastic confronts us with the need to focus on the history around these materials along with their aesthetic appeal. Basharoun's art pieces speak volumes about his artistic ingenuity. Born in Lagos in 1955, Rakib Basharoun studied general art and graphic design at Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos, in late 70s and the early 80s. After which he proceeded to work for a short time in an advertising agency in Lagos before going to the United States, where he studied art education, graduating with BEDs and MED in 1984. In 1986, he joined the art faculty of Yaba College of Technology, where he rose to the level of chief lecturer, having been head of the graphics department and dean of the art faculty. In 1999, Basharoun traveled to the United States of America, where he obtained an MFA in sculpture from the University of Missouri in Columbia, Missouri. He has participated in 12 solo exhibitions and has been featured in well over 26 group shows, both home and abroad.
My name is Rakib Basharoun. I'm an art educator, a studio artist. I went to secondary school somewhere in the north, precisely in Kano. I spent a couple of years there. Because I knew right from my childhood I was going to be an artist, and the school I started attending in Kano, they were not offering fine art. I just decided to spend just 2 years there and came back to Lagos to finish my secondary school at Consulting College Solo, where I was able to take fine art, at what they call school start level. I was very fortunate to have been tutored by a teacher who attended Yaba College of Technology. And when I saw the level of his involvement in art, when I was being taught at Consulting College Solo, I decided I probably would like to go to whatever school he actually, went to do his art. And he took me to Yaba College of Tech. So I started my tertiary education at Yaba College of Tech with OND in general art. Subsequently, I went back to the same school to do my HND in graphics. Incidentally, it was in graphics. After my HND in graphics, I did my youth corps normally like any other Nigerian. But luckily for me, soon after my youth corps, I won a scholarship to study art education in the US. And so I went to University of Missouri, Columbia, Missouri in the US. I did my first degree again there in art education. I did my master's in curriculum and instruction. Then subsequently after that, I decided I wanted to come back to Nigeria to come and invest, in the system. Because there are a lot of people out there, they will ask the same question, what is art? But it's most unfortunate that it's just that we are not really alive to our environment, to our surroundings. When we talk about art, I think art is everything that you can think of. I tell people when they ask the question, imagine a world without art. A world without art, what will it look like? It's going to be boring, it's going to be dead. The clothes I'm wearing, they are art materials. Somebody designed the clothes I'm wearing. The environment in which we are conducting the interview, it's designed by somebody who is an architect, who directly or indirectly is an artist. The shoes I'm wearing, they are designed by somebody, a designer. The glasses I'm wearing is designed by somebody. The camera that's being used to do this recording is designed by somebody to look the way it's looking. So to me, art is everything that is thinkable. Anything that you think in this life is art. Even the food we eat nowadays, you go to a restaurant to eat, they use all sort of colors, coloration to make the food inviting. Directly or indirectly, they are doing art. Even some of us, before we left our home in the morning, we didn't close our eyes to just pick any clothing or whatever. We have to select discriminatively. I don't want to wear this, this is what I want to wear. Directly or otherwise, you are doing the work of an artist. So to me, art is everything. But unfortunately, we don't realize that in this country. And I guess that's why we are still where we are. As an artist, whatever you do should be something that is relevant to the moment, to the time in which you exist. And that is one thing I've been doing in the last 10, 15 years with my works. Which, if everything it's okay, definitely you begin to see our culture in that. And just to say that, what I've been working around is what I call the power of number. It's power of number, repetition, duplication, doing the same thing over and over again, until, somebody out there actually gets the message. I have with me here just a very plain wood that eventually I'm going to do a kind of 3D design out of this. And I work with several machines that are meant for woodworking, which invariably I've redefined, to suit the kind of work and design that I make. I have in my studio some of the machines that I work with. The one I'm standing next to here is tabletop planer. It's a very amazing machine that is used for finishing wood, for cleaning up wood, especially today in Nigeria, whereby when you go to the market to buy your wood, they're not usually finished like the way they used to in the past, what we used to call the sawmill. Because of the kind of noise that some of these machines make, and of course because of some hazard involved in using this machine, I consider safety as something that is very, very important. So since I'm going to work in another machine, it makes noise. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on it. So I'll need to protect my hearing, by using what I have here, which is to protect, reduce the amount of noise that is coming from the machine. So this is hair muff. I'm going to be wearing this to work. Look at this too. It's like creating a male and female mode that could fit back into that. Sometimes the nature of the wood will not let it break, easily. Like I tell people around me that art itself is a process. And that's why I also keep telling folks, especially the students, that I would rather prefer to have a student who is just an average when it comes to talking about the issue of talent, but someone that is very, very hardworking. To a student who believes that he's 80% talented and is lazy, because there's no, he's not going to get anything done. But one that is not as talented, but is hardworking, will take the process very seriously and be able to do a lot of great things. So art itself is a process. You start from point A. It's like drawing a line. You start with a point. If you stop at that point, you're not going to draw a line. If you never started the point, you will never draw a line. So you have to start first, the point, and now think of which direction do I move the point to draw my line. Is it up, down, right, or left? Or I just want to keep rolling. So it's a process. The demonstration I did a while ago is like, before this wood got to where it is, it was rougher than this, not as clean as this. It was not even a square. I had to cut it to make it look square. After squaring up the wood, I have to take it to the planer to plane it and make it look smooth. I don't ignore stages and processes. Otherwise, it's going to rear its ugly head when you least expect. That is when you're not finishing. What you didn't do that you're supposed to have done will not show. So I try to go through the process, plane the wood very well, before I now start cutting, like what I did earlier on. I picked this wood, it was just a square like this. And I took it to the combination miter saw. After doing some little calculations, I came up with this, which this one came out of. And I look at this as this is the male, this is the female. You can put this thing back together and it falls in back the way it came, back into that. When we look at process, you don't just stop there. Some guys will do this and stop there. Now look at this again and say, if I can do this here, and I took this one out, then it's also possible for me to have the shape I'm having here at the tail end of this one, which is what eventually I came up with. That is this. Now you now have this here, and you now have this on the other side. So that is the way of thinking. That is the way the process goes. If we don't have it now, we need to take the making of art back into elementary school. It's very, very important because you need to catch them young. And the truth of the matter is we are all creative people. It's only that a lot of us did not have the opportunity to develop it as we grow older. That's when we lose it. So we need to go back to the elementary school and now integrate what they used to call handwork in those days. That's what they call it, for handwork. Your ability to do things with your hand, to make things happen with your hand, to create things with your hand. It is very, very important.
Ballet is a type of performance dance that originated in the Italian Renaissance courts of the 15th century and later developed into a concert dance form in France and Russia. It has since become a widespread, highly technical form of dance. Ballet is gradually influential and has defined the foundational techniques used in many other dance genres. This dance form requires years of training to learn and master, and much practice to retain its proficiency. Bringing this art to the home front, Otegbola Lovett Odiri is a multi-talented dancer who enjoys dance as a career and passion. She studied professional dance in different dance styles and served as a full-time dance instructor, head of Dance Academy, and head of productions and presenting House of Society for the Performing Arts of Nigeria, SPAN. Lovett Odiri has over the years contributed immensely to dance in the Nigerian dance industry and has become a famous face associated with some television shows in Nigeria and stage productions. Her dance education includes ballet, creative dance technique, salsa, modern jazz, contemporary, 5 Latin dance styles, 5 ballroom styles, Nigeria and African dances, Bollywood, Argentine tango, to mention a few. She has studied dance with teachers from France, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Burkina Faso, and Ghana.
You can hold Otegbola. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I have 2 kids. I'm a dancer, I'm a dance instructor, I'm a choreographer, and I do as many things as I can. I do lots of charity as well, so that is me in a nutshell. And I'm a pastor's child, yes. I like to talk about that, yes. So that's me in a nutshell. Honestly, I would say it's fulfilling being a dance teacher. Whether you're teaching children or you're teaching adults, it's been a fulfilling journey for me. I think I get my release, even if I'm having a bad day and I get into a dance class, I'm good to go. So for me, I think more or less the learning process of learning to be a teacher has been the tedious one. Other than that, as a dancer, as a dance teacher, it's actually a fulfilling calling. I'm a firm believer that we are inborn with dance in us. And even with the gifts that we've been given and the talents we've been given, sharing a bit of the knowledge of what is not part of us, what is not our traditional dance, is educative, especially for children who want to take dance seriously eventually at an older age. We can be able to give them a basic foundation from here and then let them expand that as they grow along. I do numerous styles. I'm a ballet dancer, I'm a hip-hop dancer, I do Latin dances, I do a few ballroom dances, what else? Rock acrobatic, or what people call saute boogie. I've done a bit of Bollywood as well. Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on. Creative dance, the list goes on, and on and on and on. And I know a bit of tap dancing and flamenco. Yes, a bit of both. Not too much, but a bit of both. Good enough to share my experience with that. I think dance is literally can be a talent. Yes, you can learn it. That's the truth. Because you can learn different styles, but sometimes I think it's also inborn. The process of dancing or learning to dance is, if you're dancing professionally, it is tedious, I can assure you. You put in lots of an amount of hours training your muscles, gaining flexibility, gaining core strength, conditioning your body. Apart from learning even the technique of what you want to learn, say if you're learning ballet, for instance, apart from learning from your 1st to 5th position, learning your arabesque, learning your switch lips, learning learning so many techniques, you still have to condition your body. Trust me, it is lots of sweat and lots of tears sometimes, but at the end of the day, the reward is fulfilling, I can assure you. It's fulfilling. What your body will begin to do, you're like, wow, so is this me? So yes, the process is not easy, learning to be a professional dancer. Learning to just dance and have fun, it's a total package entirely, that's for fun. But learning professionally, learning techniques, it is difficult because you write exams. If you're learning professionally, you write exams. You study like anybody who goes to school and studies dance. You study dance and you write exams, you go through the whole motion. Apart from the theory, you're doing practical things. It's tough, but it's rewarding. So to be a professional ballet dancer, you need to go study. That's the honest truth. You go to a ballet school or you attend numerous workshops over the years that can be able to give you that right amount of balance that you need to be able to do proper techniques. But trust me, I rather that you go to a school because you'll be in that school for years. To be a ballet dancer, you need 3 to 4 years in school. It's like going to a university. You need 3 to 4 years to be able to get through the motion. But another thing is, you also need to start learning from a young age. I didn't have the privilege of learning from a young age, considering that we didn't have ballet dance, or I wasn't exposed to that as a child. But it will also be good for parents out there who are listening and you want your children to learn these things and be professional as ballet dancers. They have to start from a young age. From age 3, from age 5, from age 7 is good, but age 3 is still usually the best. Age 2.5 to be able to start with their flexibility and their body awareness, but from age 3. Then as a professional, to become a professional dancer, it takes you a long time. I mean, we don't have prima ballerinas who have not studied for about 15 to 18 years of their life in ballet alone. So it's a process. You have to go to school. So apart from whatever you would have picked up along the way, you still have to go to a proper school of dance to learn to be a proper professional ballet dancer.
The Osun River Goddess is credited with the founding and establishment of Osogbo town. Some describe her as the Osho Igbo, the queen and original founder of Osogbo town. She was credited with many important achievements, which helped to establish the state. She lived in the beautiful surrounding and possessed magical powers, which inspired her people and frightened their enemies. Traditions acclaimed her the goddess of fertility, protection, and blessings. She possessed the ability to give children to barren women and power to heal the sick and the afflicted by means of her medicinal water from the river. Precisely, every August, a grand and colorful festival is organized at the Osun Sacred Groves in Osogbo. This draws tens of thousands of believers and tourists from both inside and outside the country.
Well, this festival is a unique festival. It is the foundation of Osogbo, the origin of Osogbo. That is exactly what we are celebrating today.
Well, you see, the Osun goddess is like any other religion. You have devotees, you have worshippers. The goddess represents fertility. A lot of people that are childless come here to ask the goddess for a child. Some come because of the healing they receive it, and others even to separate their child from the spirit of Abiku. There are many reasons that people come, but it is like any world religion, the religion with a whole body of rules itself, and this is its sacred shrine.
The custodian and priestess of this grove was German-born devotee of the Osun deity, late Susan Wenger, popularly called Adunio Lorisha or Iya Osun by the believers. The Osun devotees dress traditionally in white cloth and believe that the river goddess brings divine favor and has healing and fertility powers. Osun Osogbo Festival has a 2-week program of events, starting with the traditional cleansing of the town called Iwopopo, followed by the lighting of 500 years old 16-point lamp 3 days later called Olojumerinlogun. This is followed by Ibori Ade, which is the assemblage of the crowns of the past ruler Ataljas for blessings, and it is being led by the Atalja who is the ruler and votary maid, Arugba, propelled by Yeye Oshun and a committee of priestesses. The Arugba, a virgin maid, carries the calabash containing the sacrifice to the goddess.
I come to Oshogo 10 times or more, but this festival is the first time.
I want to go home and tell my peoples Ocean State is a very beautiful place and very nice state that I'm come here to see. And tourist, Ocean State is developing the tourist. So I think I can tell them what happened here, so that they will come here to join in the tourist and investment.
It means a lot. It's so important and fundamental to the culture of this race, that is Yoruba race. And it's an annual festival, and we have come again this year to celebrate it. And every year we are moving on, we are promoting it, and we are taking it to greater heights.
The people look forward to it with great expectation, and for the period that it lasts, procession, dance, art exhibition and colorful carnivals are major attractions of the cultural festival. Osun Osogbo Grove is a sacred and revered social, cultural and natural heritage center, which was declared a World Heritage Center and documented as a national monument in 1865 by the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. The grove harbors numerous shrines, including 16 sacred worship places scattered around it. There are also palaces, natural and man-made structures and sculptures dedicated to Osun and other Yoruba deities. The Osun Osogbo is indeed a festival of social-cultural beliefs.
There are indeed too many works of art cataloguing Nigerian contemporary arts done by Nigerians, on Nigeria, and for Nigerians. Contemporary Nigerian artists confront and have had to contend with the challenges of freshness. Hence, it is in acknowledging such personalities that the Art Express finds its proper niche. Thanks for watching.